Hi and welcome back to my channel. I can tell that things are looking up for me and I'm feeling better about myself and about the plan because I've started clothes shopping again. I just wanted to share with you this jumper. It's a new brand I've never bought before. I think there's a ticket. K-I-I-N. Does anybody know how to pronounce that? Is it Kine? So probably not the easiest thing to explain in the comments, isn't it? Is it the pronunciation of a word? But Joe spotted this cotton sweater in John Lewis the other day, and thank you, Richard. I bought it with a voucher you gave me for my birthday back in September. So it was £59 and it is gorgeous. Anybody who knows me really well knows I like sweatshirt style tops because I'm short and I like a welt at the bottom, not something with splits. But yeah, really impressed with this brand. Now this is size small and it actually feels quite generous. So I think maybe I could get away with an extra small because look, I've got bags of room. But I like sloppy clothing sometimes. And this feels really nice because it's 100% cotton. And I just wanted to share it with you. So the outfit of the day is just my new jumper and black jogging bottoms from Asda at £10. And it was funny because a while ago I said I would never wear jogging bottoms again, but they seem to be doing some that don't have too stretchy a waistband. They fit so much better. These are a size 10 and they're a good fit. So if you're looking for jogging bottoms and you go to Asda, take a look in George because I'm quite impressed with these. Right, still here after 243 weeks. I was talking to my Amazon Echo this morning and asking how many weeks it was since I joined Slimming World, and it was 243 weeks today. I'm amazed. You just don't think about it, do you? I mean, I joined on the 9th of May 2015 and that's 243 weeks ago, and I haven't missed a week. That's to say I haven't missed a weigh-in. I have had weeks where I've been running, got weighed, come out and been off somewhere else. But I haven't actually missed a weigh-in in 243 weeks. That's not me bragging, that's just my journey and the way I need to do it. So yeah, it's been a good thing. And this morning we had the new beginners talk for everybody, which most groups will be launching with this week, this first week of the new year. And I have to say, even though you would think after 243 weeks that you know it all, there's no harm in having a reminder. And the biggest reminder I got this week was focus on the steps as the plan is written. The number 1, which is free food, speed food, is written bigger than the 2 and 3. So the number 1 should be the biggest part of what I eat. The 2, the healthy extras. The 3, the sins. And I think, yeah, probably when I started I was more focused on what can I use my sins on. And today I don't look at it that way. I'm much more focused on free food, even if that free food doesn't happen to be speed food. I'm much more focused on free food. So Joe's got a few headings for me because I've got a memory like a sieve. So what did I write down at number 2, Joe?
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, one of the phrases I regularly use is knowledge is power. So it's good to do your research. It's good to know what you're talking about. And I think I could go on Mastermind and answer questions about Slimming World and know it that well now. And I should after 4.5 years, shouldn't I? But what I realised from a book I was reading this week is knowledge is power is not the full phrase. The full phrase is the application of knowledge is power. So even when we think, I'm going to put this down because I'm fiddling, even when we think we know it, unless we actually use it, you could know this plan inside out. I mean, how many times can you turn on a video and people are saying, and it's this, and it's this, and it's this. And my thing is, let's see you do it then. We can all talk about it. I could tell you about Weight Watchers. I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do it because I know Weight Watchers would beat me. I could tell you about calorie counting because I've lived with a calorie counter for years. I've tried calorie counting. I can tell it you, I can do it inside out. I can do the whole PayPal, what do you call it, MyFitnessPal, all that. All the books on calorie counting I used to own when I could see. I could tell it you like it's a science, but I can't do it. And what I'm really grateful for today, that knowledge being power, the knowledge I have of Slimming World, it only works for me when I apply that knowledge. I could talk about it till the cows come home. I could come on here every week and I could tell you all how to do it. But if I'm not prepared to actually do it, then I'm wasting my time and I'm wasting yours. Because if I'm going to stand in front of you every week saying, I've gone up a stone, I've gone up half a stone, I've gone up a... We all have blips on our journey. We all have gains. We wouldn't be human if we didn't. And my consultant actually said that this morning. You know, should I go on holiday? I put weight on. I'm human. I come back. I take it off again. Because I apply the plan. So I think it's a good thing to look at the start of a new year. How well do we know it? How well do we know this plan? And how much do we apply it? Because talk's cheap, knowledge is easy, we can all read a book. I mean, I'm reading a self-help book at the moment called Girls Wash Your Face or something. And I must admit, I'm halfway through the first chapter and my mind's boggled. I'm thinking, what the hell is she talking about? I need to go back and read that chapter again. But even when I've read it, even when I understand it, if I want any help from that book, I've got to apply it. And that's the bit I fall down on so often because I'm such a lazy bones. You know, I can learn these things. I am absolutely spot on with finance. I love numbers. I love money. I love saving. I like spending, don't get me wrong. But I like to be a wise steward of my money. My husband taught me that. Back from when we got married in 1987. Because prior to that, you know, I was a bit like the guy in the book, is it McCorber? Whatever his name is. Income £1, expenditure 1 guinea. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, 1 guinea is £1 and 1 shilling, or £1 and 5p in modern terms. And you need to be in a situation where it's income £1, expenditure 19 shillings and sixpence or less. And what I'm doing at the moment is making a real concerted effort to put away 10% of my income. Because knowledge about savings is one thing. You know, I could come and I could sit down with you and I could show you every which way to get out of debt if you're in difficulties, because I love that sort of subject. But unless you're prepared to apply what I tell you in that regard or what somebody else teaches you in any regard, then knowledge is not power. Knowledge is quite a waste of energy because it's not about knowing it all, it's about doing it. And it's taken me years to get to that place because I used to be such a know-all. Now I think I'm more of a do-all because it took me 40 years to realise that knowing about it wasn't enough. And I think what's got me to where I am today is actually doing it. Not just being able to talk the talk, but actually being able to walk the walk. So the application of knowledge is power. Just get to grips with this plan, get to know this plan and then apply it to your life. Margaret Miles Bramwell says be a detective. If you're struggling, look for where you're struggling and then change it. And I like that. We're regularly reminded on the Food for Thought podcast that the Slimming World girls do, that we need to be detectives and work out why it isn't working for us if it isn't working for us. So that's that point I wanted to touch on today. And my next one, Joe.
Why a group makes all the difference.
Yeah, why a group makes all the difference. I couldn't do this from the website because I don't have good enough access to the website. And even then, I'm only accountable to my laptop, and that doesn't mean anything. I need not to be accountable to my group necessarily, I need to be accountable to myself, but for the support and the love, and for actually feeling like I belong somewhere in this world, I need to go to group. And like I shared last week, I need to stay to group. Because going into my group this morning, loads and loads of new members in both groups. And the room was full and it was buzzing with enthusiasm. And it was so nice to have people back who were there at some point last year. I need to be there. I need to stay for that meeting. And I mean, Joe's been out this morning, so we're both back. I came home first. We've had lunch. We're now going to put up this video and then we're going to go walking, I think. But unless I actually stay to group and I listen to what other people have learned and I listen to the advice and the help, and when I'm struggling, when I'm gaining weight, when I'm, well, just not understanding things, I need to be able to take advice and help from somebody else and not be too proud to say I don't understand that, can somebody help me? or I'm struggling with a certain thing, can somebody help me? Because pride is, for me, what comes before a fall. I can be very proud and I can put on a really good face that says, I know how to do this, I'm fine. When I'm not always, sometimes I need as much help as the next person. But staying to group and actually feeling like you belong, feeling cared for, feeling accepted. Because if you think when I first walked into a group, I'd already lost 8.5 stone. So I was walking into a group at a size 16 or between 16 and an 18. Not being able to see. I always imagine I'm the biggest person in the room because I'm not judging anybody else. I'm only there because I need to be there. And the number of times I've walked into a Slimming World group and thought I am the biggest person in this room. Everybody's looking at me thinking, how did she let herself get to that stage? You know, walking in at 18 stone, 20 stone, like I've done in the past. I feel the group that I belong to today is totally non-judgmental. I really do feel that. For the first time ever, I've been to so many Slimming World groups, but this one, I've never felt judged in it. I've always felt welcome. I've always felt like I belong. And there are not many times in my life, being the sort of person that I am, that I have felt like I really belonged. I've always felt like the odd one out because I'm blind. I haven't always been blind, but while I've been blind, when I wasn't blind, I felt like the odd one out because I was fat. Now I can very easily feel like the odd one out because I'm blind. But I am never, ever, ever made to feel like that in my group. And there is power in being there. And there's power in hearing those things firsthand. Image therapy, individual motivation and group experience. The individual motivation comes from people actually sharing the things you need to hear, individual motivation. The group experience comes from all those who are sitting around you nodding in agreement because they know how we feel. They've been there, they've done that, they've worn the t-shirt, even if it was a XXL, you know? I like to feel like I belong. And also it's me time. I go there at 9:30 on a Saturday morning. I come out about 11:30, 20 to 12. That is me time. That's time when I don't have to think somebody else might need me. I should be doing something different. You know, is somebody waiting for me to ring them? Is somebody waiting for me to go for a walk? Is somebody, whatever. It's just time that I can give for me. And it's not selfish. And I think if you've got kids and a husband and family members, it's just time you can take out to be you. And the only person we can change is ourselves, isn't it? So sitting there, soaking up all that information, that advice, that help, that caring, that non-judgmental actually response to me being in a room. It's encouragement, but it's also nourishing. Because I come out of there feeling like I am no different to anybody else in that room. And my group's big, and we've got every age group, and we've got men, and we've got women, we've got couples. But I feel like I belong. I really feel like I belong. 243 weeks down the road, I still feel like I belong. And the number of people who will say to me, do you want a drink? You know, I joined the queue this morning. Joe was with me, but Joe left because there was a big queue and he had things to do. And one of the other ladies took me to get weighed and asked me if I wanted a drink. And, you know, it's a pleasure to be there. So I would say, if you think you can't go to a group, sit down and ask yourself why. Get a piece of paper and write down 5 good reasons why you can't go to a group. What makes you such a special snowflake that you wouldn't fit in a group? Because I used to be like that. I used to be like, I can do this on my own. When I'm standing here at 63 saying, I bloody well couldn't. I needed that group, and I believe most of us, if not all of us, need that group. We need to know that we're not alone. We need to know that we're not unique. We're not experiencing anything that somebody else hasn't battled through. And I really feel that the power of Slimming World is in those rooms. Like AA. The power of AA is sitting in a circle with like-minded people who've got the same problem that you've got. I've never ever heard of anybody doing AA online. I'm not sure it would work. And in AA you'd have a sponsor. Well, my sponsor in the group is the friends I've made there, the people I talk to, the people I share with. I don't have a particular sponsor like I would in a 12-step programme, but I do have people who get me and people who will challenge me if I'm talking rubbish. There's power in all of that. Next topic, Jen.
Back fees. If you've missed group.
For people who are going back to group, if you've been a Slimming World member before and you want to go back, you will be welcomed. You really will. Nobody's going to go, oh, you've done this before and put weight back on. It's not like that. And nobody's going to talk about what you weigh. And you might be going back 3 stone heavier or a stone heavier or even a couple of pounds heavier. But you will never be asked for more back fees than 2 weeks plus today. And if you've got holidays because you've been a member before and you're going to keep the same records, you can often just use your holidays and just pay for today. Don't ever let cost stop you going back. Because you might think, oh my lord, I haven't been for 6 weeks, that'd be 30 quid plus today. Well, it won't be. Because the maximum back fees are 2 weeks plus today's. And as I say, 9 times out of 10 you can get around that by using your holiday entitlement. Or do what a lot of people in our group were doing this morning. Join again, start again. Okay, you lose all your back records, but you don't really lose them because they're still written down in your book and you know where you've come from. You don't need it to be on that file thing that your consultant's holding. You know where you've come from. A lot of people were joining today and buying a countdown, and I don't think there was a joining fee with that. So that's a fabulous saving because you buy a 6 or 12 week countdown, you're getting either 1 or 2 weeks free and no joining fee. You're laughing. But don't ever talk yourself out of going back because you think it's going to cost you a bomb to go back. It isn't. It really isn't. Next, Jeff.
Capable bangle.
Yeah, last week I mentioned like having a word for the year, and the word I finally chose was capable. Now, my bestie Dawn, bless her, immediately ordered and bought me the bangle. So I went to, do these show from there, John? Can you come in on it a bit? Would that work?
Yeah.
There's 2 bangles here. The top one says, I am thankful, which is the first one that Dawn bought me just over a year ago. And the second one says, I am capable. And I am capable. You know? I'm not a useless individual. I am capable. I've got myself this far and I can keep myself going. Now I'm going to share the box. Is that the right way up?
No, other side. Yeah, that's right.
Just read together on. Soul Analyze. This is the company that Dawn bought my bangle from. I'm going to ask you, Dawn, if you're watching this or when you watch this, will you put a link or the web details for this company in your comment? Now, I'm not paid to promote this company. The bracelet was a gift from a friend, but I do think they're brilliant. And it just reminds me, every day, all that I'm doing, I've got my bangles, I've never taken them off. I've never took that one off since the day Dawn bought it. And honestly, you don't notice them after you've had them on for a week. But yes, Soul Analyze. And they're good quality, they're really nice. And they've got a gap at the back so they're easy to put on and then pinch to your size. So if you've got, chubby hands like I used to have, I would never have got that over my hand without the gap. But I can get these on easily. So yeah, don't know the cost or anything. Don't want to talk about that sort of thing. But if Dawn puts the web information in her comment, then please go and have a look if you're interested. But they do several different phrases. But I like that. I am thankful, which I am very thankful for this plan. And I am capable. I'm capable of keep doing this. So are we at the results stage now?
Yep. Well, yeah. Slimmer of the week.
Oh, yeah. Right, these 2 things go hand in hand. I went to group this morning, as I said. Something I learned this morning between the Saturday morning groups that my consultant runs and the Monday night groups that my consultant runs, which are similar sizes. Last week, and I'm not speaking up to him because you don't know the groups, but last year, my consultant got 102 people to target. That blows my mind. 102 people she got to target. She's amazing. And that, you know, don't go to group thinking, I can't do this. Go to group with it in your mind that I can do this, I can get to target. Don't fail before you've even started by not believing in yourself. Anybody can do this. I know we bandy around the phrase, I'd say, if I can do this, anybody can do this. But believe me, if you'd walked a mile in my shoes and you'd seen the eating disorders, the food problems and that I have and had, I never believed I could do this until I went to Naomi's group. I always went to group believing I would fail. And what did I do? I always failed. I'd stick it for 8, 10, 12 weeks, 14 weeks, sometimes 20 weeks. And then I'd think, I can't keep this going. And I'd just go back to my old self. And we were comparing this morning how many times we'd joined groups. And I reckon I've been to at least 20 different Slim and Well groups in the last 40 years. It's never too late to start again and believe in yourself. So I went to group this morning, stood in the queue, went and got weighed with one of the ladies from group and lost £2, which was a pleasant surprise. I was thinking a maintain would have been lovely. After maintaining last week, I would have been happy with a maintain. Do you want to share your results this week, Joe?
No, not really.
Go on.
No, it's not my channel. I don't really want to have my results on the web.
Okay.
I gained half a pound, but I'm not...
You gained half a pound, which he's not altogether happy about, but he forgets he'd lost £4.
It's not I'm not happy about it, it's just not my channel.
Okay. Well, I'll stop asking you then, not put you on the spot. So I went into group this morning and with a £2 loss got Slimmer of the Week. Now that's because last week the vast majority of people had gains. There were some incredible losses this week. I mean, somebody else sitting here had lost £7, there was lots of 3, 4, 5s, whatever. But to get Slimmer of the Week, you've got to have maintained or lost in the previous week. So if you ever go into group and you've had a gain the previous week and then this week you've lost £6 and you don't get Slimmer of the Week, understand that's why. You're not being picked on. To get Slimmer of the Week, you must have had a loss or a maintain in the previous week. So this is what I won for Slimmer of the Week. Now, there aren't as many things here as there were people in the group, which I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. What I am saying is this is a gentle reminder to all of us that when we go to group, whatever day or evening or morning or whenever we go, we should take something for the basket that is free. And I'm going to emphasise that word, that is free. Now, please don't think I'm being judgmental, I'm only using this as examples. Hi-Fi bar. 3 sins. It's not free, it shouldn't be in the basket. You can argue with me if you want, and they may do that in your group, but if you read the rules, free, it says in the book. So thank you to whoever put that in, but it has to be something that's free. And if we don't do it, who've been around for a long time, then we're not showing the newcomers that this is the way it is done. And you might think I'm pernickety, you might think I'm judgmental, but I'm just doing it by the book, which is how I do it. That one, Joe?
That's the peach slices.
A tin of peach slices in juice, not syrup, juice. 2.5 sins for 100 grams, and that weighs 400. So in theory, if you ate that, plus the juice, and remember it's not syrup, it's natural juice, 10 sins. Now, if I put that in the basket when I know what goes in there should be free, anybody can make a mistake, and I'm thinking this might have been a newcomer from last week. If I put that in the basket, somebody wins this basket who is new this week, somebody wins it next week, they're going to take that out of the basket, they're going to go, it's fruit, it's in the basket, it must be free. This is where we have to be careful because we could be leading people astray. So, 10 sins. That could end up on somebody's free food list on their food diary. Again, let me say, I am not judging people. I'm just showing you the way somebody should be doing this who is on plan, and the way somebody chooses to do this by the book who's been 243 weeks in the plan. Right, so £2 off this week, and I'm really, really happy with that. That has me at 9 stone 6.5. I'm still £3.5 out of the top of my target. But I'm getting back there. I'm wiggling my way back slowly. I wasn't desperately trying to lose weight fast. I was happy with the maintain last week. I don't mind if it takes me 3 months to get back into Target, as long as I go to group every week and as long as I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. Now, New Year's resolutions, I don't usually entertain them because I'm a failure. I put pressure on myself, I fail. I decided at midnight on New Year's Eve that I was going to go sugar-free. I'll be honest with you, it lasted 42 hours and then I blew it out water. I'm no good at putting myself under any kind of pressure. And New Year's resolutions, a new year starts every day, not once a year. You can change a habit any day. And just because I failed on the 2nd of January from my resolution of midnight on the 31st of December does not mean I am a failure. It means I did something stupid. I know that resolutions and rules and stuff like that just don't cut it for me. I'm not wired that way. I need to just focus on what I choose to do today. And that's as far as I need to go. That's as big a problem as I need in my life. Because I'm crap if you put me in. You could offer me £1,000 to lose a stone in the next 6 months and I couldn't do it. Because it puts pressure on me. So, anyway, that's it for today. I've waffled enough. But thank you to everybody who did put something in the basket. And I hope you don't mind me sharing little things like that with you. Because if we don't know, we can't do it right, can we? Have a great week, everybody. Thank you for all the lovely comments on last Sunday's video. I was quite blown away by the figures this week when I looked just before I came on the camera at how many views I'd had last week, and I was very pleasantly surprised. So thank you to everybody, and thank you for your lovely, lovely comments. There's some beautiful people out there in YouTube land. We'll see you next week. Have a good week and take care of yourselves. Bye.